Welcome in to Pastime Picks Podcast. I'm Keith, Vintage Sport Flips.
And I'm Andy, the King of Pennants.
So welcome in. So this week we're going to draft our favorite, or in our opinion, the best morning cartoons. And there was a bit of like a definition issue with, was it really a morning cartoon? Was it, we just weren't doing prime time, like more modern cartoons, right, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can go over it. We'll go over it maybe a little more detail before, but essentially, we don't want stuff. We were trying to exclude like Simpsons and Family Guy and things like that. Really, kind of what your morning growing up with cartoons type of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, I think people watching probably grew up in different eras, but so we might not be fitting everyone's list, but I think we probably have some good lists we'll work up here. Yeah. And in addition to the draft, we're going to delve into some reselling topics, some sports memorabilia topics. Talk about a little football. My Eagles are obviously it's exciting times because we're searching for new coordinators, but more exciting times over there.
Yeah. Am I glowing? I feel like I'm glowing a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, you got
It's a bit. I think it's like a division or maybe the after division glow I have right now. It's pretty nice.
I never saw that on you before. Or in a very long time. Yeah.
Yeah. We were not born then.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah, they were in the 91, right?
Yeah, I think they lost the Redskins. I think that's what it was. I know they beat Dallas.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember much about that team. I remember a few years later with Scott Mitchell and Herman Moore and that team, but
that had Barry Sanders and Eric Kramer was the quarterback, if you can believe. Okay. Yeah, it was really Barry Sanders, Lomas Brown. They had a decent defense, I guess, too. But yeah. I don't think not nearly as talented as I don't think this go around is. But
yeah, no, they're definitely they're playing well, and I think they're a young team too, which is exciting for you. I'm sure that it's not like it's sometimes you get like a veteran team that just strikes lightning in a bottle, and it's like they're 1 year and that's it. So I think the Lions are primed for some future success.
Little 97 in honor. That's my good luck jersey. Yeah,
is that 97? Is that Luther Ellis?
No. It's new. It's a new one.
Oh, it's a new one. Okay. All right. Well, isn't Luther Ellis might be 94?
Yeah, Luther Ellis I think was 94. I do have a Luther Ellis jersey, so
I knew that's why I knew you did. That's why I didn't realize that was a new one. I couldn't tell.
What's
up, Mark? Welcome in, Mark. I'm rooting for the Lions. We're going to talk about that later in the episode, but I'm rooting for the Lions. I would always, I always root for like the underdog teams. Not that like they're an underdog team in general, but the underdog city that hasn't won. Right. I would have rooted for Detroit and Buffalo. But obviously Buffalo, no longer there, but all right. Yeah. Anyway, so I did something a little different at the recommendation of Dan and the Man, and I'll show you in a second. But what's up, Snow? Thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate that.
Hey, Snow.
So Andy, let me share my screen. And Dan had a good idea because I've been very unsuccessful in the.
Oh, I don't know. I think we should not ruin it. Although I will say in this one, okay.
So he had a good idea. I got to increase my chances. So we get a little KJ and Andy across the wheel a little bit more.
You're still going to mess it up, so don't worry.
Yeah, I probably will. But so we're going to draft best cartoons, and we're going to figure out who drafts first. We, as always, will draft in a snake draft.
Yep.
Yeah, click the button here and let's see.
I'm feeling lucky, and I think he's gonna do
it. Oh, that is amazing!
Congratulations!
Oh, thank you.
Seems quite rigged, but that's fine.
Oh man, that was beautiful. It's never happened. It's the first in the history of the Pastime Picks podcast that I've picked first. Short history, but still 9 weeks or 8 weeks for the draft at least.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Well, first of all, it's great to be back, right? We had a nice little hiatus, nice little, I mean, we were doing different things and stuff. I know I was watching a few different things maybe that you weren't, but.
You're saying you're talking about playoffs? Playoffs? I was still watching playoffs. Come on.
I know. Just messing with you.
Speaking of playoffs, or sort of, Mrs. Flips earlier, Annie, a minute, like half an hour ago, she had the heater on in our sunroom. I'm like, why do you have the heater on? She's like, well, I have it on in case you're out there watching football tonight. I'm like, football on a Wednesday night during the playoffs?
Never happened.
Come on, Mrs. Flips.
I will say, that it's gotten to the point that there's 4 days out of the week, right? That there's football on, and sometimes even 5, right? Or I guess no, that once they stop Thursday night games, they go to Saturday, right? It's not.
Yeah, I don't think they do both anymore. But yeah, they do. They definitely are branching out. I'm sure there will be Wednesday night football at some point, but
yeah,
it was a nice gesture on her part. But I still wanted to still told her I was going to mock it during the podcast. So, all right. So Andy, we somehow
you know it.
All right, another fellow Lions fan. All right.
Yeah.
Is that like a Go Birds in the Lions fandom? Is that
I think
how that
so.
goes?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's one of those. We haven't really caught on yet with that. You know, we don't have like a great cheer or great. I mean, our kind of our touchdown song is really horrible too. So, you know, we're not spelling out Lions. There's a lot of stuff we need to work on. But you know, you would think we had like 30 some years to figure this all out before it actually happened. We probably would have had a better idea of what to do.
Sometimes you need, when you get success, it starts to rolling, then the stuff comes. But I was actually in Scotland this past summer, and I saw a dude in an Eagles hat. I'm like, "Go Birds," and he said, "Go Birds" back at me. It's like it's so you could just roar at somebody, and next time you go traveling.
I like it. Yeah, I won't get arrested or anything for that.
Yeah, well, politely roar. Oh, Mojo Dojo, yo, what's up? What's up, Josh? Andy, these are my vintage clothing.
I know. I've heard a lot about them.
I love that. Everyone, check out Mojo Dojo's channel. Great channel.
Yeah, I think we could do that. I mean, the one that they have right now is it's called the Gridiron song. I think it's called. Like, the Eagles have something similar too, right? That's an old time song, right?
Yeah, that definitely dates back the Fly Eagles Fly song, or I think
the one that they've been playing now, which I mean, I will say, as far as the city goes, Detroit has a pretty good like fan base of like a musical fan base, if you know what I'm saying. Like that, I mean, they have Kid Rock.
Yeah,
I mean, not Eminem, my favorite artist, but he's Eminem. Though, like Eminem's like kind of the best you could think of, and so they're doing the song that they're playing right now during the playoffs is Cinderella Man, I guess, which it's a good song. It's not, and then they do the one where he's like the you know, he comes out Mom Spaghetti and all that stuff too. So
it's cool when you get some celebrities in talent for the game, or obviously, and I know it's in San Francisco this week, but it's definitely cool.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean to steal.
No worries, no worries. All right, yeah. So Andy. So I was just saying, somehow we tied last week. I think I dominated that draft, the tirade draft. I forgot to check Instagram. I don't know what the vote was on Instagram, but we tied like 7-7 in our community. So 2-2. So this is not all the marbles, but for some bragging rights for another week.
It's like Chuck Woolery back in the day, right? 2-2.
Yeah. 2-2. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. I like.
We're like, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that we're saying that.
Some people might. Yeah. We're old. We're old with the Chuck Woolery mention there. All right, Andy. I'm going to start it off. This is probably not going to be who you're going to pick first. So I should have been.
I'm great shape.
Second pick. Yeah, but I'm going to go with my favorite growing up. It's got a great theme song, first of all. And I was talking about like the commercial success factor that I was going to use to formulate some of my picks. And this is fun.
Sounds like you made that up on the spot, personally.
No. 10 minutes ago I made it up. But this spawned future movies, a lot of toys, other cartoons and items. But I'm going to go with the Smurfs. Yeah, that's why I chose the thumbnail I did, making you Smurfette.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was my favorite thumbnail we've had so far. But a great, like I said, a great theme song. You had the evil Gargamel and his cat. It was.
I don't remember the theme song as much though.
Well, I actually have it. I did put it in the soundboard here.
It's a strong first pick. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a bad pick.
I didn't know if you were gonna. I didn't know where you're gonna go. I didn't think I was gonna be stealing it from you, but let me play this. That's the more classic one.
That's right. Classic sound. Right. I remember that now.
I'll occasionally annoy coworkers in my work by singing that as I skip through the.
They must love you. They must love you there.
Yeah. They do. All right, let me type that in, and then you can make your selection.
Cool. All right. Well, as you know, I think I've talked about this before. I I go with a very analytical approach to my picks. I really need to figure out and dissect it, and then come up with something that will set me apart from your just kind of lame picks that you just kind of come up with.
Come on now.
No. So this time, when you think of like cartoons and stuff, what is the one thing that sticks with you about the cartoon? Like,
we're not talking the theme song, right? Because I just brought that up.
Exactly.
Probably.
It's exactly
all right.
that.
Okay. All right.
So it's exactly the theme song. So for me, I wanted to make sure that was, a part of what the total package is. So it has to have a memorable theme song. It doesn't have to. I mean, if it's a really, really good one and didn't have a memorable, that's fine. But so I came up with a method called the theme song notoriety adjustment, or TNA. So in this case, what we're doing is just adjusting up the cartoon, because honestly, most of these I don't remember anything about. Like, I don't remember the episodes or anything, but I remember the theme songs. So, that's kind of the thing that gets me. So Smurfs, now that I heard it, it's good, and I would remember it. But my number one,
it's got a big TNA. You just didn't remember it.
It's got a big TNA, and everybody likes a good TNA. So,
sure.
So my number one though is going to be a classic one that as soon as I say it, you're gonna have to sing along with it. Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that's a strong. Yeah, that was up on my list.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the most classic, theme songs, and it's really just it was a good one too. Honestly, I couldn't believe it's actually from 1969. So I know
I saw that too. I was sort of shocked. I think they remade it when you were younger, so I don't think the ones we were watching were from the 60s.
I think they were. I think they were in syndication. They'd made it for a while. So there's a bunch of them that they did like that. But yeah.
What's up, Dan? How's it going, Dan?
So yeah,
that Scooby-Doo is definitely a good pick. And for me, I know my son loved Scooby-Doo growing up. He still watched it, even though I watched it, 25 years earlier, or wherever the time works out. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he'll play video games. So that is a high commercial success index as well, where it's fun. Other movies and other, live action movies, video games.
Don't try it. Don't try it. It's not. You believe me. I read some of your picks are very good, and some of them I think you had a better last week. I think if anything, you had a better use of your picks. Like I think I should have taken. I had a lot of these all grouped together, and I should have kind of thought it out a little better. But so anyway, love a dog. Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be. There's a lot of opinion here, and I think in the beginning we're going to be pretty similar. I think, but the tirades, there were so many to choose from. This is you can't go too much off.
There's a lot to choose from here too, though. I think that you'll be surprised at.
All right, well, maybe you're going to surprise me. With your statistical analysis of these cartoons here. All right, let me get to a segment section here, Andy. Oh, by the way, I'm going to do a giveaway for the chat. If anyone in the chat wants to get in on it, the person who guesses closest to my second item that I show, I'm going to send this little vintage wax pack bundle. We got a Batman, this Creator's Universe, everyone loves a Bozo the Clown foil pack, and then a pair of Star Trek cards, the wax packs or cello packs or whatever kind of packs they are. So
if you pull out Slappy the Clown, that's a good $5 or $6 card, right?
Insert like a Slappy the Clown autograph.
I don't even know if that's a clown, but
it probably is a clown, but probably not in that pack.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, it's a good resale on Scooby-Doo. It's good to know. I think I played Scooby-Doo for hours on PlayStation 2 with my son, trying to beat it for him. So
I don't remember.
I never owned it. We bought it after the fact. But all right, let me get to the segments here, Andy.
Sale of the week.
All right. What's up, Brandon? Welcome in. So in this segment, I'm going to show Andy an item, and Andy's going to guess the selling price as well as the people in the chat, and he'll give me one as well. I have two. He has one for this round. Let me get to my screen share here.
And we're doing the second one is the one that we're
the second one of mine. So probably the third one overall.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm excited. you didn't tell me anything about it, but you hyped it up a little bit. So
yeah, I got some good sales here. So Andy, do you know that who would you call the most famous athlete in Detroit history?
The most famous, I would say probably Barry Sanders.
Well, let me pop up this. So that's who I think the most famous.
Oh,
athlete.
Okay. Joe Louis. I got you.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, yeah, there's different. Obviously, it was just an opinion question there, but this is a program from 1933. There we go. Mark had Joe Louis. Program from 1933, Golden Gloves.
That's cool.
Very early program for Joe Louis before he became a professional boxer. He was just an amateur boxer fighting for. Let me pull this up.
That's cool.
Where this up? There
Detroit Free Press. That's fine too because they're still around.
Really?
Amazingly enough, I didn't know any newspapers are around, but that's cool.
This is him here. He's listed with the Detroit Athletic Association. So very early program before he became a pro. This is probably a second or third fight. So yeah, this is what sold Andy. So what do you?
So Joe Macy, that guy is he? He was from a fraternity. Is that what it was?
It looks like it is. Yeah, Tau Beta Common House. I took it off there. I'll put it back up.
That's weird.
He wasn't fighting Joe Louis, but
no,
yeah,
I sure hope not. Well, well, Joe Louis is. Yeah, he's definitely I mean, he's got his there's a famous statue of his fist in Detroit.
Is there? Okay,
yeah.
I haven't been to Detroit.
Okay. Ooh, I like this one. I think because I don't think we've ever had anything boxing related. Maybe you have.
No, I don't think in this show yet. I mean, I sell boxing stuff often, but not in this show.
And I do think boxing memorabilia does pretty well from what you've said in the past. So I would not be surprised. I don't know. I feel like this has a lot of potential because it's not even when he's a professional, right? And I don't know, maybe that's not even a great thing, but I mean, in cards, right? Like he used to have like that. Remember, he used to get those amateur, or not the amateur, but the minor league cards and stuff.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. So we got some good. We got 129 from Brennan, Beatty with 105. We have Patrick with 250, and we have Mark Hoyle with 249.99. So they're
some good picks out there.
Yeah.
My friend Patrick here, I know he did a little boxing, little charity boxing.
Oh, is that what? Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, cool. I saw that as a boxer. Very cool. Mojo came in with a 175 guess.
These are good guesses. I think you guys are pretty close on this. I do think it's probably in the 200s. I think I undershot last time on a couple things. So I'm gonna. I don't know. Just
What's up, Tim? How's it going, Tim? Thanks for hopping in, man.
Does he want to guess too? I don't want to steal his thunder. He's good at this.
Well, he might have missed the intro.
230. Okay, he's in. 230.
There we go. There we go.
I think everybody's a little low on this. I'm gonna go 299.
299.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get to
299.99 to be precise because I know you love to do that.
Yeah, I do. Everything's a 99. You're right. Yeah. So you were 299.99.
Yeah.
All right.
Essentially 230 or 230 or 170. Or 270 or 330.
Okay. All right. We're on quite the losing streak, both of us, Andy. That was not a winning guess. Dan was too nervous to guess. But there are some very strong guesses in the chat here. So let me put this up.
I overshot, didn't I?
You overshot a little bit.
Oh, okay. It wasn't that bad.
245. You would have, but yeah, I think we had Mark and Patrick almost nailed it. I mean, they were like within $5 bucks. Right. That was a great guess. Tim as well, 230.
Turns out I would have
everyone was pretty close on this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot closer than Andy on this one. So
shut up.
All right, let me get rid of that.
All right. Well, we're gonna go. We're not gonna go sort of quite as cool and outstanding, I think. But here we go.
Oh, that was with he had a with tax gas. There we go.
There you go. All right. So
Zoom feature going on.
There you go. Got to bring it in a little bit. So this is a replica, but it's still a little vintage, I think. I don't know the exact time, but it's I thought this was kind of a good thing to pick up since we were doing the cartoons and everything.
Yeah, I like it. Very topical for sure.
Yeah.
So that's an early Mickey Mouse, right? Like it's a different style mouse than a modern mouse, but I know you said it's like a remake.
I believe it's a remake of a 1930s cartoon thing called the Galloping Garbanzo or something.
That doesn't sound right, but maybe it is.
The Galloping
Garbanzo. No, we should use that. That's a good football nickname.
The other thing I will say about I think this was I want to say it was a Spanish version of this cartoon or something. I don't know what it was, but okay. So
what actually is this thing? Is this a statue? Does it do something?
No, it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
It's just a statue. It sits there.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was a music box or a bank, or I couldn't really tell from the image.
No.
And there's like an ostrich next to him. Who's next to Mickey there? Is it, okay. All right. Give me
it's a garbanzo, I think.
Okay. The garbanzo is a chickpea, isn't it? Isn't the garbanzo a chickpea?
Yeah. I will say, yeah. It's
all right.
So yeah, I'm sorry. The numbers, the dates on there, 1928. That's when it was. That's not when the piece is from. I will say.
Okay, so it's we have 80 in the guess from Brandon, Dan with 60 or 49.99, Mark with 39, Mojo Dojo at 65. With it being a remake, I'm gonna guess a little bit under than the chat or lower than the chat. I'm gonna guess 29.99. 29.99.
Okay, let me just. Sorry about that.
No worries. Let's see. You're looking for a video to tell me how I did, so let's.
Yeah.
Le who, the her.
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't confident in this one. I had no clue, to be honest.
This is. I still not letting me do it. I'm trying to not stop screen, but oh well. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately.
So that was pretty close.
You were close.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
It's not a great piece, but not everything. Not like we say, not all of them are prom queens. So
that came in our garage buy, right? The 3-car garage buy. So we have like pennies into items. So yeah. And actually, Andy, my next item came out of this garage buy as well.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but yeah, okay. Well, that's all right. Let me share my screen. So this is the one we're gonna do the giveaway for. So let me present the screen here.
All right, guys. Whatever you say, do not use my numbers because clearly I am not of any help. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Man, why is
if you guys, I can probably track down another one if you guys are in the market for one for 39 or 49, I'm good.
Garbanzo. Yeah. A desirable garbanzo piece there. All right, Andy. So this came out of the garage by me and Andy bought like a 3-car garage that was stacked floor to ceiling, filled up like a 26-foot truck and like 4 or 5 van loads. So it was a massive amount of stuff. This was in one of the boxes. So 1941 Giants versus Brooklyn Dodgers football program. Again, the person in the chat who gets closest, we're going to give away this little wax pack bundle. No Price is Right rules. You can go over, just whoever's closest to the number. Andy has to get within 10% to win. But Andy, do you know the significance of this game at all?
I'm trying to think. The 41, I'm assuming is that. It's during the war, so.
Right before the war, yeah. Yeah.
Or was it like just at the very start? Right? What is it? War 40.
Basically, the very start. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it ended in 45, but. Let's see, Tuffy. I don't know Tuffy offhand. He looks a little bit like who's that famous Thorpe, right? He's got a little Thorpe face to him.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't Thorpe is Native American, but
yeah.
I'll give you. You want me to give you a hint?
Polo? Does that have anything to do with the Polo Grounds being?
No, it's more to do with the date. More to do with the date.
The date. Okay, it's not. Is that?
All right, let me give you a hint. I don't want you.
I feel like I'm pretty close. I feel like I know it has something to do with the war, right? It has to.
Yeah, it does. Here's a hint.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
Yeah.
All right, so to help you out there. It was bombing of Pearl Harbor the same day as this program. So that gives us a little more of a collecting base, right? You got football people, Giants collectors. You have World War II collectors, Americana collectors.
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely got some good guesses in the chat. So we got $79.99. We got Brandon with $129.99. Dan $99.99.
Okay.
Mark $149. Trying to get Mojo $225.
You guys have been pretty close on these, so I'm a little.
BD $199.99.
I don't want to go too far away. BD understands, and Dan understands. Oh, actually, everybody's starting to understand. It's all 99 at the end too.
Yeah, they do my tricks. Yeah, and it could have been an offer. This one was an offer. So
okay, so
we went back and forth a little bit.
This is good. I don't know. Yeah. Do you know why they bought it? They didn't say anything specifically, like if they were a collector of like.
No,
okay.
I don't know why they bought it, but I'm sure the Pearl Harbor attack is what drives the price. Gotcha. But I don't know why they bought it.
Okay. I'm gonna go. My guess is going to be a little bit higher again. I think it's going to be in the 300s. I'm going to go 325.
325.
I could be
all right. Let me
off, but I do feel like that.
Let me give Andy his answer here, and then we'll figure out who won in the chat.
Huh? Doesn't sound very good.
Why? Why say that?
I don't know. I just don't like the way you said it. I feel like
oh, that's your first win in like 3 weeks.
Yes,
Eddie.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get to this.
Woo! Okay.
350.
Huh?
Yeah, 350. So that was a strong guess. I'm pretty shocked at that. That you got that. That's I made all these winning Andy like videos, but I haven't been able to use them forever. So
one of these days, you might just have to start, understanding that maybe don't be shocked anymore. It's just thing.
No, exactly. so yeah, we had two guesses that were extremely close to the winning bid. We had Patrick 225.99 and Mojo at 225 as well. So I think that
Patrick is
the two. Yeah, Patrick wins it.
But
they're so close. They're so close. I'm going to send them to both of them. I'm going to send you both. I think I have enough to send both of you guys a wax pack bundle, since basically they're like the same guess. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Good guesses.
All right.
Guesses.
Yeah, it was all good guesses in the chat. And that's a hard piece, Andy, even for me pricing it. There's some comps like over $1,000 for that program.
Yeah.
And then as low as like $100. So I did have it listed for a little while, but you have the right offer.
Part of me was thinking on that. I don't know if you tipped your hat completely on that, but I thought I probably would have guessed in the 200s, but you said that's really what drove the price. And I was like, that's kind of what I went with. So I pushed it up a little bit.
Bring me my money. I'm thinking of the guy from Rounders, but that's like, give that man his money.
Yeah.
That's John
Pay
Malkovich.
that man his money.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Yeah. I don't know what that clip's from. Where does that bring me my money? Is that a quotation? Coach?
Is that code? I'm not sure off the top of my head.
What's up, Josh? Thanks for coming back, man. Appreciate it.
All right, let's get back into it.
Oh, yeah. All right, let me get back to the draft board here.
I don't know that one. I have to look into the Aggies coach. I don't remember that one. Who's what am I thinking? I can't think of it. I'm trying to think who the Aggies coach is, but
okay. I'm blanking on that too. I never. Yeah. Why did my pick go away? Hold on.
Yeah, probably because it wasn't very good. I think
you admitted it was a pick. All right, so that's where we're at. We got the Smurfs and we got Scooby Doo. I will move this for now, then I'll come back to it.
All right. This is I don't know if I want to go to this one yet, but I might. I'm a little worried that you're going to take it at some point. Okay. I'm going to go with one that really wasn't my favorite. I think it's a little older, like it's a little young for me. Like it wasn't my show per se, But I think it's very hard to leave this one excluded. I think the TNA score, aka the theme song notoriety adjustment, very strong, and that is SpongeBob SquarePants. Not only has that song been, everybody knows. I never watched it really, to be truthful. I watched maybe parts of it or something. It came on, but this SpongeBob SquarePants. There's a lead singer from I think it's one of the hard rock bands or something like that. I can't remember his name. Corey Taylor, I think is the guy's name. He even seen things like does a cover of SpongeBob SquarePants.
I've watched a ton of SpongeBob SquarePants with my son.
Okay.
And I'll watch even sometimes if he leaves the room, I'll keep watching because it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
There you go.
But I'm not sure if it's like a morning cartoon, but hey, we'll talk.
Well,
about
I think
whatever
works. Was it afternoon? I think
it probably is. I'm sure it's on in the mornings, but you can't go wrong with that on the list. That's a different type of show than like Family Guy or those kind of shows, right? It's more of a kid's show.
I agree. I think we had talked a little bit about some of these. Like, I don't remember when they were on. I think that they were kind of. To be honest, I'm not even sure that like some of these cartoons from the 20s and 30s and stuff that got syndicated that we were watching and weren't like, being played during nighttime. So
I'm sure they are. I know they are. Yeah, I know they are. So yeah, you're right. So, it's a perfectly good choice there. And it's popular enough that I think I have several videos in our success or win or loss branding that I use with SpongeBob or Squidward. Right. So that's a good choice.
Well, thank you.
I don't know. I don't know though. The theme song is the TNA score that you're using. I think it's your draft pick. Is that strong of a theme song?
I think it is.
I think the show is stronger than the theme song.
So it's not Megadeth. I just had to look it up real quick. It's Slipknot. The guy Corey Taylor. Look up Corey Taylor, Slipknot, like SpongeBob SquarePants. It's not like he doesn't do a metal version, but they all scream for it now when he's at his concerts and stuff like that. So Slipknot.
All right, Andy. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna choose a show that we actually just briefly discussed, like a style of where this show is an older show, probably maybe a primetime show back in the day, long before us, and we're not young guys. Yeah. But when I was growing up, it was in the morning or afternoon.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the Flintstones.
Oh, yep, that's a good one.
Yeah, I Flintstones is a great show. Almost like a Honeymooners kind of vibe to it, right? With Fred and Barney,
Wilma,
yeah, and then
Bam Bam,
Betty, Dino, yeah, getting the whole cast listed out here.
Also, very good TNA score, I will say.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, and that also the commercial, whatever my metaphor I was using, or my acronym, my commercial success index is very strong with the Flintstones. You had several movies, toys and stuff. So it's a pretty commercially successful cartoon. And actually I was on a cruise like 20 years ago. And for some reason, this cruise ship had like one channel and they played a Flintstones episode, the same episode over and over and over again for like a week straight.
Oh, jeez.
It was like,
that one episode very well.
Oh yeah. I can still sing the song that the woman was singing, the baby. I don't know who the baby was, but that sort of haunts me a little bit.
I will say I haven't sat down and watched it very much, but every once in a while I think it comes on and I saw it. Like if you see the beginning of it, or there's a lot of stuff that's like that you don't necessarily pick up on. I didn't pick up on when I was a kid, like how they were working or something. How there's like they're using a dinosaur to lift rocks or something, and all this other stuff. Also think it's funny that they had humans interacting with dinosaurs, but yeah, I guess it was a different time back then. But
yeah, Marco's right though. It was originally a primetime one, but I thought it was.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. No, I can't disagree with that. Flintstones was one of the ones that was in second. I was a little worried you might take SpongeBob there, just because I think it's such an iconic one, and SpongeBob. Like you said, the commercial factor too. Good luck finding stuff that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's like multiple movies too made about that. So, but yeah. But I don't know if there's been a live action movie of Flintstone of SpongeBob. There was the Flintstones.
Yeah, I don't think that. Maybe they're yeah, absolutely. John Goodman,
and Rick Moranis, I think, was.
Yeah. No, you're right though. I don't know if I know there's some realistic scenes in the SpongeBob movie, but I don't think it wasn't a full live action.
All right, good pick. I think we both started pretty strong. You didn't completely ruin it like you usually do. With your third pick typically is where you lose it.
No, come on.
I think
this draft. I will say that
last week
Oh no, it was a sitcom episode.
Get a Life. You brought it. That was where it all went downhill for you.
By the way, Andy, I was talking to you about this, but I can tell the chat. I had a major reseller fail that we sell. My wife and I sell a lot of used books, or we used to, on Amazon. And I'll tell you why I'm bringing this up. It relates to Chris Elliott and Get a Life.
Oh,
but we had an issue with our
Chris Elliott.
Yeah, we had an issue with our you had to update your address on their account, and we updated it 5-6 times. They would not accept it. This was over months. They deactivated our not our channel, whatever you would call our account. So we had 3,000 books with Amazon, and I went on and selected the ones that are higher value to have them send back to me. Somehow some sort of glitch happened, and I've gotten back over the past month 1,500 books. Every day there's 10 boxes of books out my front porch. It's every day. I think they screwed it up, and but one of the books, Andy, was Chris Elliott, Get a Life fame. He wrote a mystery novel called The Shroud of the Thwacker. And that was in that box. I tried to read it years ago. Couldn't. It was terrible. I might try again.
Shocking.
Yeah. All right. Let me get to the segment section.
Sounds good. Yeah. So I think so far so good. We're in pretty good shape. I think.
Yeah, it's looking good. We have a nice board.
I honestly think that it's, unless you really go off track, it's going to be hard to be picked too poorly here. But
I think you're saying it's going to be hard to beat me. I think that's where you're going with that. Then you backtracked. YouTube spotlight. Oh, yeah.
He is. It's a sickness, and it's.
Yeah. If anybody hasn't seen the movie Cabin Boy,
don't watch it.
It was not great, but I actually haven't seen it in a long time. All right, let me get to the screen share.
All right, so who do you got for me this week?
So today we have another person in the chat. Let me.
Cool.
Yeah, actually, this is Tim's channel. Tim Over the Years. Yeah. We showed his channel before, Andy. His Over the Years Sports.
Of course.
This is his main channel. He buys. This is a picking channel where he does some shipping and talks about how to research items and all kind of information for resellers. But he does a lot of vintage glassware. But in the video, the little clip here I'm going to show you, he does buy something you like to buy.
Well, I was watching him on The District, right? And he was selling glass, right? He was selling
the one-stop shop. Yeah.
That was cool. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to really how to use that, but it's cool.
Yeah, I bought glass from him. I've started my wife with a little
well, he had the uranium glass and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a little sketchy for me.
I bought some Imperial toothpick holders. I think they're called. They're pretty cool. They're on my windowsill. All right, let me play this. This is, and he's buying some pennants here. So I'll show you that.
All right.
See, I'm flipping through all these pennants. In my mind, I'm like, I want to buy all of these pennants.
That's right.
I wish I had the capital to do so at that moment in time, but I didn't. I wasn't sure, how much are the pennants?
The pile that he's looking at are $5 a piece, and the smaller pile is 10.
Okay. Did you already look through the smaller ones?
That's bigger.
Yeah. Okay. Some of that stuff will probably be a long tail item. I know that the one I'm definitely regretting not getting was probably the vintage Kentucky one. I should have got that one, but I got the 2 University of Miami Hurricanes ones. I could not find a comp for the 1983 smaller pennant, national champion one, but I did find a comp for the larger one, and it sold for $120, and it was missing the tassels on the end. So I think I did a really good job of picking up both of these.
So Andy, that I felt bad because he sent me a message on Instagram when he picked them up, And he was like, how did I do? I'm like, oh, those are awesome. They were like flat felt style. But I told him, man, I would put them up for 30, 40 bucks. I didn't research them. I often don't comp stuff like that. So I undershot him. Thankfully, he didn't listen to me and he researched them.
Good.
But yeah, you always got to research. Even when I feel like I know stuff, you still should look it up. But yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, no, I think I can see where he's coming from too. Like, I mean, maybe not every single one of them sells immediately for double, but you probably are, each one of those pennants is at least probably on eBay you can sell for $10, if not more.
Yeah.
So you probably can pick them all up. There may be a few that you, and I guess in those that you could really pick out the ones, obviously the ones that are soft, the flock felt ones, like you said, any weird teams and stuff like that, I think would always be any like soccer teams and stuff like that. Probably always a good buy.
Absolutely. And he was right. They're long tail items, right? Long tail meaning they're going to sit in your inventory for a long time.
Yeah.
But if you buy them cheap and, like we
throw them up there.
We paid like 75 cents a pennant for thousands, right? And I don't care how long they take to sell. If we buy them for 75 cents, sell them for 50, I'm happy to do that 3 years from now. Right.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
But yeah, everyone check out Tim Over the Years, his channel, great channel, very informative, educational.
Yeah, I don't know. Is Authentic in the Beer? Are they making their picks this week? I hope the Lions.
Good question. I don't. Yeah, if he's in the chat, I'm not sure if he has a show tomorrow night. Usually it's on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, so he probably is.
Okay.
Probably is. I think it's like 7:00 Thursday nights. So yeah, he's Tim's other channel, Authentic in the Beard. Great football channel, NFC East channel particularly, but he does dabble in fantasy football, playoffs, everything else.
Oh, I also heard from a couple people that Ben Johnson is like the top candidate for the Commanders. So I'll be happy to hear that. I think he's probably the best coaching hire out there. Maybe Harbaugh's up there too, but Ben Johnson.
I think Aaron Glenn's pretty good too. I could see him leaving.
I don't love. I mean,
their defense is not the strength of their team, but
he's not the best coordinator. That's the only thing.
No.
Maybe he's good. You're right. He doesn't have the best talent either. His cornerbacks are pretty bad.
And I don't think that doesn't actually mean for a coordinator, you don't have to be a great defensive coordinator anymore. If you're going to a head coach, if you're a good leader,
I agree.
Sirianni, right? And maybe Dan Campbell. I don't know.
He doesn't do a lot of like the X's and O's.
Play calling.
Exactly.
But
he's very smart though.
Yeah,
but he's really smart, I think.
But when they're like the CEO of the team, right? They don't have to delve into the individual plays as much anymore if they're leading their guys.
True.
Brand's breaking some news. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's why I saw
some breaking news sounder. I didn't see that.
I knew they were close because I'd been seeing some stuff about that. But
that's a good landing spot. That's a good landing spot for him. Yeah. I wonder where if Belichick is going to settle in on Atlanta. I know they're interviewing other people. I think I'm not a Belichick fan, obviously, for a lot of reasons, but I could see him floundering in Atlanta. There's not really much talent. They have a good defense, but offensively, other than the running game.
And they have Pitts and stuff. They have some decent. They have no quarterback.
That's a little key. I mean, that's just been.
I know, but I mean, they have some pieces other than that. I mean, they have.
Yeah.
They have maybe a running back isn't the best thing. He's never drafted running backs either. But anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So should we get back to the
let's get back. Let me get back to the draft board here. So I think it's me, right? Am I wrap around?
You are up again, yeah.
All right, let me find where I'm at here.
I still have plenty that I'd be happy to take at this point. So I'm feeling good. Flintstones may have been my next pick, though, I would say. So
yeah, it's getting a little tougher now. I have like a group of 3 that I would choose from, and
all right. I have some ones that are like, I don't know. Maybe it was just me that liked them. So
exactly. I mean, I
don't want to go too far off, too crazy, but
all right. I'm going to go with one that let me get rid of the screen though. This is another one similar to Flintstones, much older show.
All right.
And I don't think it had long. I mean, it was like in reruns and stuff when we were kids, but a futuristic style show. If you remember,
I already know. Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Jetsons. A very similar vibe to the Flintstones. I think a little funnier at times. I'm going to go with the Jetsons.
You took one side and the other. It's a smart move, man. You take.
Yeah, that's a strategy.
Also, I will say theme song notoriety is pretty good. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the number tops on the list, but it's not bad.
Yeah, but I will say my commercial success index pretty low. Surprisingly, they never did much with that show later on, right?
I honestly think the Jetsons were on for like 4 or 5 years max.
Yeah,
so
it was short-lived. Yeah.
So I think while I remember watching them a lot, I don't think they were. I'm sure it was the same episode over and over again. Yeah,
it didn't have a long run for sure.
I agree. It's a good pick.
You remember the dog in that show? I know Beatty's a big dog fan. Remember the dog?
The dog. Astro. No, Astro is a boy.
No, Astro's the dog. Astro's the dog.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know who the boy was.
I know daughter Judy.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot the song already. Yeah.
Jane, his wife.
Elroy or something.
His boy Elroy. Yeah, his boy
Elroy. Yeah, Elroy. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, we worked together and got that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you were ever going to take this one, but I'm going to probably take it anyway because this has for me by far the highest TNA score. You don't remember that? Yeah, I don't remember the song. But I'm going to go with DuckTales. One of my is a great cartoon overall, and just one of the best theme songs on the planet, I think.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I watched it much, but it definitely had a catchy theme song.
Oh, you don't remember Big Scrooge, Scrooge McDuck that was like swimming in his money pile? Come on, that was great.
No, I think I definitely watched it a little bit, and to be honest, I didn't even remember Scrooge McDuck was in that, so maybe I'm
oh my god
faulty on that.
DuckTales was amazing. I mean,
sing the song. Remind me of the song. DuckTales, woo!
Yeah. Okay. Might solve a mystery or rewrite. Yeah,
actually, don't sing it.
Okay, I'll stop. But yeah, great cartoon, I think, and an incredible theme song, which is what I remember the most.
Yeah, the little woo at the end is the key.
Right, you can't not say that. You can't do that. Yeah, see. Oh, I think we just clicked.
Oh, yeah, we both clicked it.
I did too. Honestly, I will say, I think DuckTales I watched way too much, and I didn't watch Flintstones very much, but I definitely watched Jetsons quite a bit for some reason. I don't know why, but
I did too. I watched the Flintstones a ton. I mean, the Smurfs when I was a little younger. That was that's a classic morning cartoon, but
it is, yeah.
All right. Let's get to it.
Jetson's a good pick. Good pick. Not.
Yeah, I think we're all good. All good.
I think we're pretty.
It's a little tougher now. I mean, there's a lot of choices, but it's a little tougher.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can go off the rails a little bit here into different things. I don't know.
Yeah. We can go a lot of directions with it.
All right.
Let me get a segment here. All right. So memorabilia deep dive. I'm going to talk about a different type of sports or different piece of sports memorabilia each week. And this week, I'm going to go over, and I think I've talked about these before on my channel, but this is a NFL presentation trophy game ball. And basically, teams would give out 3 game balls every game: offensive game ball, defensive game ball, and a special teams game ball. And the team would take the ball, get it painted with the info of the player's name, the date, the game, the opponent.
I see something underneath there. I don't like it.
I'm hiding that for now. So, yes, this is Charlie Garner, great, speedy running back for the Eagles. I love Charlie Garner in the early 90s. But, Annie, did you recognize this game?
Yes, I do. Well, that was it must have been playoffs, right?
Playoffs?
Yeah.
Playoffs?
Yeah, I kind of remember. There are 2 games that have scarred me for being a Lions player.
This was a great game. But this was the Lomas Brown game. You remember the Lomas Brown game where Lomas Brown had guaranteed
is that
leading into that game, guaranteed a victory. And when the Eagles were blowing him out, the fans were chanting Lomas, Lomas, Lomas at Loman Brown or Lomas Brown.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a playoff game. I think wild card, maybe divisional. I forget when the round that was.
Well, it was different back then, right? Because there's only one. There wasn't. No, I guess it was It was just one wild card game, right? Or no, it was just.
Might have been just a divisional game.
Because there were 2 buys, I think, right, per division.
Yeah. And the Eagles actually won hit like a Hail Mary at the end of the first half in this game. Exciting game. Rodney Peete, former Lion. So exciting game. The last time the Lions were in the playoffs before this year, right? This
No. They made the playoffs with Stafford one year, a couple years ago. 2016, I think.
Maybe the last time they won a game.
No, the last time they won the game was 91.
Okay, all right. Well, bad. But anyway, this is a piece of that connects us to the Eagles and the Lions. So, but like I said, though, when we're talking privately, I am a big Lions fan this week. Because I said earlier, I root for the underdogs. I got my vintage.
There we go.
Barry Sanders, I'll rock for the game.
That's
I was put it on, but I have my crew neck on already. Partly because I like to root for the team that hasn't won a Super Bowl or hasn't won in a while. No, I'm not ripping you. I'm just saying that seems
a little bit.
I think all of America is ripping or cheering for the Lions, partly for that reason, right? Because the fan base is.
Feel like we're
that wasn't a backhanded compliment. That wasn't, but partly because of that, partly because of my disdain for the 49ers. Right now, I think I made that clear in a couple past episodes, and particularly some of the players. Like, there's one particular receiver that people talk about how tough this receiver is and how he's. Give me one second. He's like a running back, but he's playing receiver. You know what I'm talking about, Andy?
Debo, right? Are you talking?
I'm not talking about Debo. I'm talking about Mr. Glass. Mr. Glass. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Debo Samuel. I mean, he acts like he's a tough receiver, right? He wants to be a running back, playing the receiver position, but he wants to act like that. But he's hurt constantly. He's on the sideline like for 25% of their games without his shoulder pads on. He wants to run over D-backs. He wants to run wide receiver screens and just try to maul people on this. But
I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Debo, you're not built for that, Debo. You're not built for that contact. You're going to get hurt like you did this past week on the sideline for the second half of a playoff game. So slide down, run out of bounds because you're soft, Debo. So that's what I got to say about Debo, Annie. I'm not a fan of Debo. And do you think he's playing this week, though? I think he said he was working out a little bit.
Yeah, they said that he did not have a fracture, which I think would have probably kept him out. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think they knew he didn't have a fracture the same day.
Yeah.
I think that's just not a big pain tolerance for Debo. That's it.
Okay.
But on that note, I'm not a big Debo fan, but I'm also, they do have a great coach, right, Andy? I mean, they have a coach that has, how many rings does Kyle Shanahan have as a head coach?
I would assume several, but.
One ring.
That's a telephone. I'll answer it.
No, I must count them.
Yeah,
two rings.
0.
Oh boy.
Oh, Kyle. No rings, Kyle. No rings, Kyle. And I don't think he's getting one this year. I mean, they're an overrated team. The great defense. I love their defense, right? But I mean, you have an overrated coach, dramatically overrated quarterback in Purdy. I mean, he tried to give that game to the Packers several times, and they just couldn't pick off a simple interception. So that overrated receivers. I mean, and a little bit of a 49ers rant there. Right? Sorry, I wanted to get that off my chest. But
it's all right. I know you've been holding it. I know you've been holding on to that.
Well, yeah, I'm a big Lions fan this week.
All right.
Big Lions fan.
We'll need all the help we can get. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think they have it. Nobody doesn't have a chance, and I think they match up a little bit better than most because they can run the ball. We'll see. Yeah,
Brandon's right. Everyone loves the underdog in the game and in general. I mean, and I think they have a good shot. They shouldn't be a 7-point underdog if it still is. They were 7-point favorites. I don't hate the Bay Area. I mean, just the 49ers. I like the Warriors. I like Giants. I don't really like the Giants, but I don't root against them like I root against the 49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sorry, that was I don't want to offend anyone with my vitriol there.
You have a lot of hatred built up. You had a lot of
this is very therapeutic for me. I feel like a weight has been lifted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it didn't have the last several weeks were not great for you. So actually,
I'm actually pretty content with what happened with the Eagles because I think if they would have won another game, if they would have won and maybe lost to the Lions, they might not have made changes with the coordinators. They needed to make offensive coordinator change, particularly the defensive coordinator was going to change. But I'm happy with how things ended. So
do they have anybody? What did I heard? I heard somebody was in the mix for it, but I can't remember who it was.
Vic Fangio, he was let go where they parted ways with the Dolphins today. I don't love Vic Fangio because he's sort of the father of the style defense they were running now with Jonathan Gannon and Sean Desai, the same defense, which I hate that defense. But he's a much more seasoned D coordinator, so I think it'll be all right. All right, we're asking our prediction score for the game.
Oh man, the only way I'm not going to obviously pick the Lions to lose, but the only way I honestly see this game going for the Lions is they're going to have to score a shit ton of points because I just don't see their cornerbacks are just really bad.
But you're playing against Purdy, Andy. I mean, you're playing against Purdy.
Yeah,
I don't think it necessarily has to be a shootout. They barely scored points against the Packers. I mean, they didn't score a ton of points against the Packers. They haven't in a lot of games. I think the Lions, if they pound the ball on the ground and really get Jahmyr Gibbs going, I call the Lions 28-17. 28-17.
Believe me, I would love that. I don't think that, but they haven't really played a game that hasn't been close yet either. So they, no matter who they play, I feel like
that's true. Yeah, that's true. They're seeing close games.
I'm gonna go 35-31.
Oh wow, you're gonna shoot out.
Yeah, I just don't think either team is gonna. I mean, if the Lions are gonna win, which I hope they do, they're gonna have to put up a lot of points. I think. They've been giving up, a lot of points to a lot of people. So, but maybe, I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be, I think the winning team's going to have to put up 30 points, put it that way. I think that's,
it'll be an interesting game. At least we got all of Lions choices in the prediction column. And what I will say, even though I had some major 49ers bashing, head over to my Etsy shop. If you're a 49ers fan, I get some great vintage 49ers clothing in my shop, hats.
Yeah. The stuff that you earned, right?
But 49ers fans don't really buy anyway.
Wow.
Lion stuff is flying though, Andy.
There you go. Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
Back to the draft.
Back to the draft. Back to me, right? I think I get the turn.
I forget where we ended. I really I lost track after my rant.
Yeah. You went into a different world there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So it was DuckTales was next.
Oh yeah. It's tough. I would love to go too, understand, but we're putting in a new kitchen. So that's a little bit tough to work with. Yeah.
And I went to Super Bowls last year and in 17 and it's quite the expenditure. I mean, the hotels, we stayed in a motel in Minneapolis or maybe St. Paul. That was probably $49 a night, like any other time of year. It was $600 a night.
You gotta love that. Yeah, they love to push it.
Yeah.
Okay. I got two here that are kind of in the same vein. To a certain degree, they're not. I'm just trying to figure out which one to pick. All right, I'm gonna go with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Late 80s, I think it's started in 87. I think through the 90s. Great song. I'm sure you remember that, right? Do you remember the song that it went with? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh no, yeah.
Heroes in a Half Shell.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Turtle Power.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't remember it until you said it, but
yeah, I think that's a classic cartoon. I loved watching that. I feel like I don't remember having a lot of the, how you had all the toys and stuff that went along with it. I don't think I had a whole lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys, and I was a little annoyed. But actually, I think it started from a comic book, if I'm not mistaken, or it got turned into one. I forget which one.
Yeah, I had those those early. I don't know if they're still in my parents' house, but there's early graphic novels. They were oversized. That's how it got started. Eastman and Laird. They're probably some good value in them if I can.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But and for some reason though, I watched the movies. I remember the movies were huge in maybe that's the early 90s. I forget when they came out. But for some reason, I don't think I ever watched this cartoon. I don't remember watching it.
Oh, really?
Maybe I did.
Great.
Maybe I did. But yeah, I know it's going to be a popular pick with the
I mean,
slightly younger crowd than us. I think for whatever reason. Not that it was on when we were kids.
I think I think it endured a lot. I mean, went through a lot, like, and it got brought back several times and things like that. So there was, but I 100% remember when it first came on, or when it was kind of in that initial stage. Classic. It's classic.
That's gonna be a popular pick because I know like a lot of the generation, the YouTuber generation who I watch, everyone loves the Turtles. And I think they were slightly younger than us. And now I know you like them and stuff, but I think if they were a little younger when those movies came out, that probably like solidified them as like huge Ninja Turtles fan. We were like a little older at that point. They were still cool.
When it was hot, and it continued to be hot for probably a good 10 years, and it's come back several times since too.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a good choice.
Yeah,
I did have it on my list.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go back to where a little younger.
This is where he goes off.
No, I don't think I'm going off the rails. I have an interesting story about this one too for me and Andy, but this show doesn't have much commercial success, at least later on. I don't think. Okay. I think there's a show on now relating to it, but I'm going to go with He-Man, Masters of the Universe. Yeah. Okay. I watched that a lot when I was very young, and I had like the action figures when I was a kid.
Definitely had the action figures.
The reason I was saying it brings up me and Andy, and seniors in high school English class. For some reason, we weren't doing great that semester in our English class, and there was like an extra credit project that you could create a movie.
Well, we had both been already accepted, right, to wherever we were going.
Yeah, we were just mailing it in at that point. Yeah.
Mailing it in. Yeah.
But we did a movie on it was The Last Crusade, right? Like that was what it was about, The Last Crusade. Like
it was
the Holy Grail.
What? Yeah.
And we use He-Man figures to act. We were like puppeting them, acting like they were Galahad and who's the other guy? Do you know? Lancelot.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was based around. I mean, I don't think we did it around Monty Python.
Oh no, it was about the
actual. Yeah.
I'm not talking Monty Python's Holy Grail.
Yeah. Yeah. No, He-Man's a good pick. I like it. Had He-Man, She-Ra, had Man at Arms, I believe, was one of the characters. Skeletor, classic. The Power of, and it also had a good theme song too. Maybe definitely not as good as DuckTales, but you remember that? Do you remember that theme song?
I don't. It was like a guy yelling, I think, or something. Right?
Yeah, He-Man by the power of Grayskull.
That's right. Yeah.
Come on, buddy, you gotta come prepared.
You did your theme song research before this one. I know you had your TNA scores. That's important to the research.
My TNA score.
Brandon's on board with that pick. There we go.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good pick. I mean,
apparently there's a like a Netflix show about He-Man now. I don't know if it's a cartoon or if it's like live action.
They did make a live action one, like maybe in the 90s or something. Maybe it was late 80s. That was just kind of pathetic, as you would.
It seems like a Conan the Barbarian. Seems like a He-Man.
It was similar. It was one of like
very similar to that. But we've discussed before that I think maybe we've discussed before we had that debate on our Whatnot stream. What's better, Conan or Beastmaster? Remember that?
Yeah.
We'll talk. That's for another chat. That's for another episode.
He's insane.
Yeah. I'm a huge Beastmaster fan.
Conan the Barbarian was classic and amazing. So,
all right, Andy, let me get to a segment.
Sounds good. I think
this is your segment. I think.
Gonna go back in time. Gonna go back in time. In picking history.
All right. So in this segment, we're going to delve into a past interesting pick, right? So, so we talked about this a little bit, but tell me about one of your more kind of complicated picks that you've had in the past.
Complicated. All right. Yeah, there was one where this was like a very long period of time. I had a guy call me from my website. I have a website where I sell sports antiques. The guy called me and they had We had a Packers, like late 1920s, I think 1929 NFL championship. It was a ring, but it was more of a fob, a little metal like fob. They didn't really give out rings at that point, but that's very rare piece. Packer stuff. When you get 20s Packer stuff, it's like pure gold.
Yeah.
And I went back and forth with this guy for months. Like, he wasn't sure he wanted to sell it. We were like talking about random stuff just to build up a relationship so he was comfortable. And he was talking to auction houses and they were giving him really high estimates. But I don't think they were high enough. I think they were undercutting it a little bit in terms of the value. So several months later, he calls me and he got an estimate of, this is an expensive piece. I don't really buy things this expensive, but he had an estimate of like 10 to 12,000 from an auction house. And I told him at that point, because I thought the deal was close. I'm like, I'll give you 9,000, because I knew he was going to have to pay the auction house a percentage, right? To after it's sold with them, and it would take a long time to get it. And we were going to meet midway. He lived in like South Carolina or North Carolina, and we were going to meet halfway, but that wasn't working out. So finally I said, look, I'm going to fly to North Carolina. I'm going to rent a car. We're going to meet at a police station. And that was nerve wracking. I flew to North Carolina. I don't really carry a lot of cash generally, but I flew to North Carolina, $9,000 in cash, to meet a guy I barely knew. I never met him in person.
Damn. And
we met at the police station, and then it got a little shady because we meet at the police station. He's like, all right, now follow me. Like, you want me to follow him to his bank? I was a little worried. Like, where is he taking me? That I was a little nervous, right? Like, am I going to, so what we ended up doing, he wanted to go to his bank, and we brought the cash in, and he had the teller count the cash and just deposited it right there. So I guess he didn't want to it wasn't comfortable counting it. And I actually had return flight. I had booked I flew in at 8 a.m. I had a return flight at like 6 p.m. But I got done the deal at like 9 a.m. I'm like, I'm not going to putz around, go to a movie or something. What am I going to do all this time? So I just took the rental car and drove back to Philly. Damn. I drove like 9 hours back. I beat the plane back anyway when I would have got home. But the best part was on the drive home, early on, I talked to a very advanced Packers collector I knew who's very big in the hobby. And we have been discussing this over the months that I might be getting it. And I worked out a deal with him before he even got home. And I sold him the charm and a couple other charms. It was, I sold it to him for $18,000, the Packers charm. And then I think a couple other thousand. So it was like $20,000 the one day, but it was over a month's period. So
worth the plane flight.
Worth the plane flight, but it was a little nerve wracking. But that's like one of the bigger deals I've done as far as like, I don't advise that meeting someone with that much money you don't know. But I thought it was safe meeting at a police station. But
you didn't get cash. You could have gotten cash down there, right? Or you just didn't want to.
No, how are you gonna get? I don't think you can get cash. How are you gonna get?
Well, where's your bank? I mean, you have Wells Fargo?
No, I don't. I guess I could have, but now I don't have. I have like I use a credit union. So I don't know if they are all. Maybe all are. Maybe they are down there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah, that's well. Yeah, I mean, and I feel like it's nowadays you can do stuff a little easier too, maybe with almost like Zelle or Venmo and stuff like that. Although
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I mean, a cashier's check would be the safest way to do it. I think now.
Yeah.
But I think back then. I mean, this was not that long. It was like 5 years ago, right before the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
But,
wow.
He only wanted to do it with cash. This is why I did it that way. He didn't want to kind of PayPal payment, which that would have been more nerve wracking sending PayPal for that much.
Yeah.
It worked out. He was a nice guy, and yeah.
Do you always, not always, but do you have a lot on big things like that? Do you knew that you had somebody in mind that was going to buy it? Not saying that one specifically, but on big pieces like that, do you typically have somebody in mind that you're going to flip it to, or?
Yeah. And I've sold some expensive items that I didn't pay much for, right? Then it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Yeah. When you're investing that much up front, I reached out to him to get a sense of what it was worth, what he would pay. Yeah. So I sort of had it pre-sold in a way. I wasn't certain of it, but I knew it had more value than I was paying for it. But I did pay strong for it. I mean, obviously it's not a low offer for sure.
That's cool. Yeah. Great story. That's I may have heard this when it was going on. But yeah.
Yeah. You weren't reselling then. So it was a cool piece. One of the cooler pieces I've handled. You don't see like 20s NFL like championship pieces very often.
Yeah,
especially Packers is a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that was a pretty complicated one. I figured we'd go back in time. Sing it for us live, Annie.
Oh, I'm not gonna do that.
That's my favorite segment title so far. Or segment
back in time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roman, come on now. Roman's a little upset. I know the Browns. I mean, there's only so much you could do with Flacco. I can understand. I mean, I think next year they're going to be pretty tough to beat, but yeah, tough one.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. That's why we came up with that segment. I think it'd be cool. They're not always going to be like big dollar items, but sometimes we just get into very interesting situations where, like, I've been in some weird spots where we'll go into that in future episodes, but I think it's cool, a cool segment to discuss.
Is the next future episode? It's like weird spots. Is that going to be called?
No, back in time, still back in
no,
picking history. Yeah,
I'm kidding.
I've been in some weird spots, man. Like, yeah,
that's what she said.
All right. Let's move on to the draft.
All right.
All right, let me get the draft board.
So you're up, I guess, right? Are you up? No. Yes.
Yeah, I'm up. This is my last pick. Right? This movie's moving pretty quick.
Who is Hemon? I don't know who Hemon is. I don't know. That's not a good cartoon.
Let me throw the dash in there. It doesn't fit. All right. There's a lot of good ones.
There's a lot of good ones left too. We should probably run through these at the end. We don't have to go through.
Yeah.
Go through them quickly, but okay. What do you got for me?
All right. I don't know the theme song for this at all. Actually, maybe I do. Maybe it does have a good TNA. You probably got it. I'm going to go with a similar era as He-Man. And I mainly like the show because of the cat in the show. I don't know if you know where I'm going.
All right, can I take a guess on where you're going with it? I mean, is the cat's name Snarf?
It is Snarf. How awesome is the name is that? And actually, I should name a cat Snarf. It's got to throw like a little CH in there, right? Snarf.
Yeah.
Just Snarf.
It's a Snarf, I think. Yeah.
All right. But I'm going to go with Thundercats.
Yeah. I know it.
Yeah, it was a cool one. I think it's similar time frame as He-Man, right? But
it was 1985. Yep. Do you happen to know what the name of the main character is?
I could see him with his long red hair, right?
That's right.
No, I don't know his name right now.
Lion-O.
Oh, that's right. All right.
That's right, baby. I was going to take him as to finish it off.
I'm happy.
It's honestly not that great. I look back at it some, and it's not a great show.
Oh, well, yeah, but you're going nostalgia, right? You're going nostalgia.
Yeah. No, that's good, though. I liked it. I loved it. It had Lion-O, Chitara.
Yeah, there are some good. Dan mentioned he thought he was going to go with another cat. There are some good cats still available. And that was what I was choosing between cats, to be honest.
Panthro is another one.
Yeah, no, it's a good.
All the good names.
I haven't watched it in a long time, but
yeah, of course.
I liked it back then.
Okay. All right. So we're down. There's a couple left. I think this is going to take me over the edge. This is going to take me to the winner. Because this has a great theme song. What was your method of choosing? Like the
my commercial success index,
commercial viability, whatever.
Commercial success index. Let me look it up and see how I did with that real fast. I sort of forgot that was my strategy. So I was strong in the first two picks.
Well,
commercial success.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I faltered. Significantly from there.
Unfortunately for you, this is going to blow away probably all of yours combined. So I'm going to go with Transformers. One of the most classic. I mean, it's been remade thousands of times at this point. Yeah. But it originally came out, it was in 84, 87. And that cartoon was awesome. Like it wasn't I don't think I've even watched a Transformers movie at all.
I've watched all of them. Yeah.
But
who's the woman in the one in the Fox?
Oh, yeah. And it was the big break for the one kind of crazy guy too, right? Whatever his name is.
Crazy guy.
Yeah, I mean, Transformers was just classic. It had so like the toys were awesome. Like everything was cool about it. They did so much weird stuff afterwards. I had all these like animals they turned into Transformers and dinosaurs, all this stuff. But
you're right. If I was going with my strategy, I would have picked that for the commercial success index because that's strong. I didn't love the show back then for whatever reason. I don't know. I watched it.
You didn't love that? I mean, it had Megatron, right? It had Megatron. It had
was that one? Bumblebee.
Optimus Prime. Starscream was awesome.
I think I did watch a little bit. Now that you said Optimus Prime, I could see that. Decepticons, was that in that? Decepticons, or was that a different show? That's the bad. They're like the evil.
There was another one called Autobots, which was like the knockoff version of the Transformers, which was like not as good.
Decepticons were definitely something. I think they were Transformers.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're probably right.
Competing tribe of robots or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. No, there was definitely that, but that I love. That was a great show, and it had a ton of. And the Transformers theme song was really good too. So
I don't know that song.
Transformers.
Oh yeah, it's good. That is good.
More than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great. Yeah. No, you guys. There's a lot. I mean, here's the thing. I even think we talked about this. I was like, well, we could go like 20. We could go top 10 of each.
Yeah.
Very easily. I mean, do you want to go into who we have now, since a lot of people are talking about it, or do you want to go to the another segment?
Well, let me see what we have. What do we have left? We have
because I think I have some good ones on there.
Let's wait a second. Let's do one more sale of the week, and then we'll circle back to it.
Okay, sounds good. Sale of the week.
All right. Yeah, we'll do some honorary mentions in a moment here, Andy. But I think I have 2, you have 1, so we'll rip through these, and then stop sharing that.
All right. You've got some nice ones so far. I don't know if they're all in the same.
Yeah, these were all the past week. So I didn't even though we had a 2-week layoff, I didn't use all 2 weeks. These were I think these were early last week.
Shoulder pads, I assume.
Good job. Yeah, strong start.
I'm gonna date them in the 1930s.
Probably 20s. They have a 1916 patent date. That doesn't mean they were used then. So I would say they're probably mid 1920s.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell me about these?
Spalding brand. The Spalding.
Good name. Okay.
Yeah.
So not a big significance in terms of
not
anything.
Not be used by a certain person or school or anything like that. Okay. Just a cool pair of. We got new.
They look like they're in good shape.
Rod. What's up, Rod? How's it going, man? Picking and Punching Andy. Great YouTube channel. For anyone in the chat, check out Rod.
Will do. Okay. So feel free, anybody, if they want to jump in and guess on this one.
So this is my sale. Andy's guessing the sales price for this item.
I can jump into it. I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
I wonder. I just don't know that a lot of these survived.
Roman's helping you with a 149 guess.
Okay. I like that guess. I think
$239.99 for Brandon.
Okay, 155, 180. Those are $299. Okay.
Some good guesses. $299.
I think it's in the $100 to $200 range would be my guess. But it's probably in the higher end. So but I don't know. Maybe you guys are right. Okay, I'm gonna go 1.8. I'm gonna go 189.99.
189.99.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get the.
Maybe I undershot. I don't know that these sell as good as some of the others.
You took my one chance at happiness and crushed it into little tiny bite-sized pieces.
Is that another win?
Yeah. No, that was a loss. You took my dreams and crushed it.
I thought that I was doing that to you. I don't know.
Oh no. I guess you lost. It wasn't a terrible guess. Was that somewhat ambiguous of an answer? Maybe?
Yeah. Oh, 225. All right.
225. But there were some real strong guesses in the chat there.
Yeah.
Very close on multiple fronts.
Brandon 239. That's close.
Yeah. Right. He definitely got it in the 10% area there. Yeah. So that was a good one. They sell pretty well.
Yeah, but I mean, like some of those things, you would have. I mean, maybe if I saw them, I would have been like, "Wow, these are $1,000." But yeah, I think they're not. Maybe there's just not a whole lot of market for them either. But
there's some that bring more, but generally they're, I would say, 20 shoulder pads in that era can be like 200 to 300 typically. Yeah. There's some rare styles that bring more, but not much more.
All right. Well, I got an interesting one for you. Let's see what we got here. All right. Can you see this all right? Zoom in and all.
Photo record? Is that what that is?
It is. It's a cardboard record. So I'm not sure if it is.
Can't really see it.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. It's Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Okay, that was sort of close. Yeah, I guess. I don't know if that close.
Temptations are actually, I think, 4 black men, but
sorry, no, yeah, that was not close. Oh, come on now. Bad guess. Well, I couldn't really see that well. A very small photograph.
You're close. Yeah, but I will say Motown still. That's all. And
that's
a Detroit vibe. So,
yeah,
it's a photo. It is a photo cardboard album.
I'm embarrassed with that answer I gave.
All right. So, what are you thinking?
I really have no idea. There are some music experts in the chat. Mojo Dosho, I know, had Diana Ross vintage T-shirts, and there's a lot of music knowledge over there. But I don't know much about. So it's a paper cardboard record.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard cardboard. It's not.
Okay.
It's not like the acetate or whatever that. Not the acetate, but the
vinyl.
I don't know, or whatever the vinyls. Yeah, vinyl records are made from. Wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess. There's some good guesses in the chat. I'm gonna guess $39.99, but we have 75 from Brandon, 99 from Roman, Mojo 45. So I'm glad I was close to Mojo because he knows music. He's a musician.
What did he say? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
It's at 45. And I said $39.99.
Oh, Richard! Oh, wow! Wow!
Man, I'm 0 for 2 for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Unfortunately, yeah, it wasn't a huge one.
All right, well, yeah, I had no clue anyway, but that's cool. Did you find comps on that?
Yeah, there's this. Yeah, I feel bad because everybody thinks they're worth a lot.
No, that's all right. You're not letting anyone down. Yeah.
We had two.
I didn't even know the name of the band, so I let them down more than
band. It's not really a band, but they had two sell. One was, I think, one was 18, one was 20, but it was Diana Ross. But yeah,
you don't think that's a band? It's not like they're a musical group.
She's kind of by herself. Yeah, she's kind of by herself. Temptations, which you said. Diana Ross. I told you Diana Ross.
Yeah, but I think you said the Supremes. Okay, I thought there was like, is that all her in the image?
Yeah, that's her. Right?
Okay.
I don't know. I think there was. I think they were backup singers, but yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. All right. I got you.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, listen, I know you know Motown clearly. I mean, by your by what you're saying. I mean, Four Tops, Temptations, all of those classic female singers back during Motown. So, I mean, I'm not going to pull the wool over your eyes. Clearly,
come on,
it's a little
stop it. I have a very eclectic. I like a lot of eclectic music, right? But I don't listen to a ton of Motown, admittedly.
Yeah.
I know my dad does. My dad did. I don't know if he still does. He was a huge Motown fan.
Yeah, my dad was too, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let me get to my last one.
Well done.
Well done. I'm ashamed of myself.
Yeah, unfortunately, you did not hit it that time. But
no.
So what do we got?
This is like almost non-sports, right? This is a large movie poster. Let me get to 1940 one-sheet movie poster for Arizona Frontier. But the reason I bought it, the reason I sold it, you see the guy next to the cowboy. Do you know who that is, Andy? I mean, his name's on the poster too, but
Wait, what? Who am I? Who do you want me
to? The Native American guy on the poster.
It's not the Four Tops, right? Okay. Tex Ritter, Arizona Frontier. Let's see. Oh, Jim Thorpe. Okay, I got
Jim Thorpe. So, I mean, one of the best athletes of all time, one of the best football players of all time, Carlisle Indian School, Canton Bulldogs. But after his football career, became he had some bit movie parts. He was sort of, unfortunately, typecast as like a Native American in all of his movies.
Yeah, of course.
And had like a major alcohol problem at this point in his life, sadly. But this is, I think, a rare poster, especially in the size. And Jim Thorpe is the selling aspect of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. I think you probably play into a couple things here too. Like you play into the movie aspect, and Jim Thorpe, I'm sure you identified that in whatever way you were selling it. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. I think it may be a little higher. I think it may be a little higher than I'm kind of more along the lines of Mr. Cub fan, honestly. I think he's closer. Let's see if anybody else. 129. So I'm a little under that. What are you laughing at?
I'm still laughing at my temptations. Sorry, I'm trying to control myself.
He's done. Yeah. He's over.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go close to Mark. I'm going to go 119.99.
119.99. All right. So we have a lot of guesses here. Let me get to let's see where I want to go here.
Yeah, I think it's cool though.
Yeah.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Might be lower than that, huh? I was going to go 99 at first, but anyway.
No, I think you're going the wrong direction.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, big sale.
Damn, I did not see that.
And the funny thing is, I bought a ton of like movie posters in a video last year. Western movie posters do not sell well. I'm selling them for like $15 for huge posters, but it's all the Jim Thorpe connection here. Yeah.
Wow.
And Mojo it was a strong guess on Mojo's part, 185.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I would not have expected that. Definitely would have thought. I thought I would have thought that it's worth what money, but I wouldn't have guessed that for sure.
Yeah. There were definitely some strong comps on that one. I did have it listed a while, but
yeah, I guess I wouldn't even have known what like a normal poster would go from that time. So
yeah. Well, now you know. Now you know if you find them. They're Western generally they're not huge sellers. I mean, I think the monster, like horror monster.
Yeah.
They're big sellers, huge sellers. But
cool. All right. Well, sounds good.
Yeah, so let's get to the honorable mentions. So I know you had some left over.
I don't have too many, but yeah, there's a couple that maybe I know people had been sort of going through on the chat and saying too. Bugs Bunny was on my list with the Roadrunner. I don't know some of these. Rocky and Bullwinkle, I think was not a bad one. Wasn't on my list, but I had one that I was very close to picking, which was Inspector Gadget. Do you remember that?
Yeah, absolutely. I had to have number 8 on my list. That's
okay.
That was short-lived as well. I think Inspector Gadget reminds me of, and it really, the draft pick that hurt me most in our podcast so far, the Mr. Bean pick.
Yeah,
like Inspector Gadget has a bit of a Mr. Bean kind of quality to him.
He does. Well, it's all based on that one, like Get Smart character.
Yeah. He's sort of like he always, made a lot of mistakes and.
Yeah, of course. Well, and it was I forget who his daughter was always the one that was like saving him and stuff like that. Penny, I think is what her name was.
I don't remember the daughter at all. I had a couple here too. Another one that was very similar. Actually, maybe this one's more similar to Mr. Bean, to be honest. But another cat one that they did mention in the chat. Maybe Dan thought I was going to choose the Pink Panther. That's the TNA score for the theme song, Annie. That's a classic theme song. Right?
Yeah,
it's an awesome theme song. No words.
It's funny when you were talking about the cat. I was thinking you were going to go with Garfield or Heathcliff.
Yeah, no, I thought. Well, they probably were thinking that too. I like both of them, but not more like reading. I would read like those comic strips with my grandmother when I was a kid. The Sunday comics. She would cut out Garfield and Heathcliff.
So BD, it's a funny story about this. Is a random thing that I know about Keith from high school or from college, right?
Oh yeah, college. Yeah,
they called you Gem, right?
That's my nickname, my fraternity nickname.
Your fraternity nickname because it was a great excuse machine. Is that what it was?
It was a great excuse machine, but it was GEM. So
yeah.
That was an embarrassing thing to have on my jacket, my fraternity jacket, but it was on there. I think I still have that in my closet.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the cartoon Gem though?
Not really. I never watched that.
Gem was a cartoon.
I know my wife
like
did.
A rock band or like a female rock band or something. Rock singer. Yeah, Pig Panther was definitely good though. How about I got one for you. What about Voltron? Do you remember that?
No, and I know people will buy the vintage Voltron toys, but I don't think I've ever seen the show. I don't know anything about that.
Voltron, I love Voltron. There was a couple like incarnations of Great Tina.
For Voltron?
No, Gem. For Gem, yeah. Gem is my name. It's like Gem is my name. No one else is the same. Gem is my Can
you sing it? Can you sing it?
I don't know how it went. Honestly, the song. But yeah, but Voltron was great. It was only around for like a year or two at max. But it was like that robot that had like different, like had like a different animal parts, and then it would turn into this giant robot thing. I think it was really kind of a Japanese like kind of
okay.
Like I don't know if it got transferred over from Japan, but yeah, it was good. That was a good one for sure.
Well, speaking of great TNA, I think Andy, you missed on your from BD's suggestion here. You missed a great TNA opportunity with a show that you didn't mention, but I think you should have. Gummy Bears.
Oh, I have that on my list.
You gotta get on your draft board though.
It was on my draft board. I just didn't think it was worth it to do.
Oh, that's the best thing of all.
Gummy Bears. I agree. Gummy Bears theme song is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I still sing Gummy Bears bouncing here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very catchy.
My Adventure That's Beyond. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that was very, very good.
I agree. I don't know if I watched a ton of the shows. I don't think but this I would get and then probably click off.
I think we're the only ones that know Gummy Bears, but do yourself a favor. Like Google
Gummy Bears. Yeah, the theme song is the best theme song.
Yeah. Google.
They're like just bears who could bounce. They drank special juice, right? Any special juice they would bounce around.
Gummy berry juice. Yeah.
Gummy berry juice. Yeah.
It was really it was like I think it was made by Haribo or whatever too.
We had the opportunity to win Dan's vote, but we missed it.
I know. Listen. That's what I'm saying. If we had 10, he would 100% would have been on the list.
Well, what Dan should remember though is I put it in the honorable mention. So that's
pretty much that was on my list. So,
but you didn't say it.
Yeah. I think the only other one that I had that was kind of maybe well known that I didn't love. It was good, but was Popeye.
Yeah, definitely old school, similar to some of the other ones we mentioned.
Like 1929s, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of Popeye stuff in the garage buy that we have. There's a ton of Popeye stuff. Yeah. The two that I would have still that.
We say Tom and Jerry too. I don't know if we saw that one.
We didn't say that. Somebody said in the chat.
Yeah,
similar to Tom and Jerry. Well, not really that similar to Tom and Jerry, but Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. That's a great one. Was it Meep or Beep Beep?
Meep, I think.
Yeah. Meep. Yeah. And to me, I always loved the Yogi Bear show.
Okay.
Right. That was a good. I'm not sure that seemed like it was short lived as well.
Yeah, I'm like
right, boo boo.
Hey boo boo.
Hey boo boo. Another picnic basket.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't remember watching it that much, but yeah, it was. I saw it. I definitely remember.
I watched it a lot for some reason.
I'm trying to think of the other one too. Like what was Foghorn Leghorn in? Because I remember him. Some of these I feel like were like
Yosemite Sam is in that. I think
we're all part of like it wasn't like one show devoted to them. I feel like it was like maybe components of like a larger Warner Brothers show. I don't remember exactly.
I agree. And the same way with like Bugs Bunny. I think one thing I showed, it said Bugs Bunny and the Roadrunner show, but I think they were together.
Yeah, no, I think it was like it wasn't together, but it was Bugs Bunny with his cast, and then Wile E. Coyote and
the hunter. I don't know the hunter's name.
Elmer Fudd. Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, I do know that. Yeah, Elmer Fudd, and Tasmanian Devil, Yosemite Sam, I think is in there. Foghorn Leghorn.
I just don't remember like a lot of these. I don't remember them having their own shows, but
I don't know what I would have called that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good though. It's good stuff. I think.
Yeah, that's a strong. Let me put the draft board up one more time. That's a strong showing, I think, for both of us. So anyone in the chat, we're going to put this up on my YouTube page, community page, so you can throw a vote up. And then also on Instagram, I'll put it up in an Instagram story. Hopefully this time I remember to check it tomorrow because last time I didn't. And,
definitely drop a good like on for the Lions. Sort of we just need to need all the good vibes to get. So
yeah, maybe throw some good luck Lions in the comment section of the video.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Gnarly choice. I love it.
Yeah, appreciate it, Mojo. Thanks a lot, man, for watching. Appreciate it. Hey guys, definitely check out a bunch of great YouTubers in the chat. Mojo Dojo, check out his YouTube channel. One of the best vintage clothing seller on the World Wide Webs. And then we have Roman, Anytime Picker. We had Dan in Demand, great channel. Tim over the years was in the chat earlier, maybe still in the chat. But so that's been a fun show. Andy, we're gonna do we talked about we're gonna do the best Super Bowl moments next week. So not necessarily like best game or just the best moments of a Super Bowl. And then you talk about the next week, maybe doing commercials, right? We'll talk about that.
Yeah, because that's always a fun, you always get the Super Bowl commercials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks everyone.
Good.
Appreciate it. We had a lively chat. Appreciate you all. And see you in a couple. See you next Wednesday night. Peace.